Hello, boys and girls. My name is Mike Kelly from Real Illusion Forum nowadays, I guess. Animators Forum has gone the way of the dodo. Anyway, I wanted to show you about my latest revision of my Get Daz materials. I don't know if those of you that have been paying attention to the channel, and if you haven't, if you're brand new, that's fine. We love you too. But um, a long time ago, I started working on trying to get the materials from Daz items that were imported into both Character Creator as well as iClone. And I wrote a program that did that very well in iClone 7, and it did it so well that a lot of it was incorporated into Character Creator 3. However, when Character Creator 4 came out, unfortunately, I guess I fell out of favor with iReligion. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. But they didn't use my code anymore. And as a result, when you bring in clothing items, or actually anything, but we're specifically going to talk about clothing today. When you bring in clothing from into Character Creator, it doesn't bring in all the maps. Matter of fact, it hardly brings in any of the maps. So if we go to modify, I brought this in. This is the futuristic soldier outfit. It's a Gen 9 figure. I'm kind of working on Gen 9 nowadays. But so here's, if you go over here, you'll see here's all the items, and these are the regular character items. And of course, the character body has textures to it. They bring textures in. You can see bump maps and AO and metallic and roughness. But if we go down to the items, like the belt here, you'll see it only has the base color. So there's the bag color. If we go down to the shoulder, there's the base color, chest. So that's all it does now, is it just brings in the base color. There's no way to get anything else other than the base color. So what you would normally have to do in order to trick this out and get the metallic and roughness and normal or bump maps is you would have to yourself manually go in and replace this stuff, which I've done and which is a royal pain. So I took my program that I've been trying to get to work in iClone 8, and now it finally works in iClone 8. And now I can get the materials for clothing. So here's what we do. So we got the character here. So we're going to go over to send the character to, I'm sorry, we're going to go here, excuse me, export, and send to iClone, and send this character to iClone. And I don't know if I've already done that. No, not yet. I haven't done that. So let's send it to iClone. Get rid of this for a second. So we'll go over here and file and export and send to iClone, the whole thing. And now if we go into iClone, you'll see it comes in there. And there's the character now in iClone, and it has to be in iClone because that's where my program runs. So now with that character selected, we go into script, and we're going to load in my Python script. And for those of you that don't know anything about this, I would suggest you look at my other videos for iClone 7 and about how the script, my material fix script works. I'm going to post my script. It's going to be available for download. Right now, it's still in the beta stages, so I'm not responsible for anything that doesn't work. But if it doesn't work, I want to hear about it. So I choose my script right there, and I'm going to choose the outfit, this outfit that actually came. So if I go to Daz Content, and I go to People, and I go to Gen 9, and I go to Clothing, because that's what it is, and it's a Daz Original, and it's the Futuristic Guardian outfit. So you have to choose the DUF file, the DUF file, that actually put this clothing on top of this character. So when you're in, I'll regress for a moment. When you're in Daz, and you're going to apply the character clothing to it, so you go over and you apply this. This is file here. This is all. You can apply certain items at once if you want, but this is all of it all at once. So you apply all of that character items to that, and then you're going to export it. We've talked about exporting, you know, the normal. So now we have it exported, but now when we go run this Python script, come back to iClone 8, and it's asking you what file, this same file here, what file did you use to put that clothing in? So that's the file we use. So now it's going to go ahead and process that. So we'll let that process that. And it's going to give you messages about what it's doing here and information that you might need, particularly if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work and it says things here, then I want you to report back to me if you can, and I'll fix it and make it better. Because that's what I do. Oh, and it disappeared. So let's go back to the console log and take a look at that. And where did it disappear? All right, script, console log. There we go. And it wrote 154 maps. So it wrote 154 maps. So you can see, and immediately you can see how it changes. So when those maps are there, now it actually has some textures and things to it. So we look at the gloves, and it brought in the metallic and the roughness and the bump maps. It brought all those in automatically. And trust me, doing that by hand takes a long time. The one thing it won't do, and there's the leg braces that got those. One thing it won't do is it won't consolidate all those shapes. So what you really should do after it brings them all in is for each particular material item. So here's gloves. I'm sorry, the mesh item. So for gloves, you're going to have to go back up here to link settings and auto link all material. Now you don't have to do that, but it will save you on, it'll change the amount of bitmaps that you have to use. And if you're going to use this in Character Creator, or you're going to go ahead and scale it down in Character Creator, use the LOD or some other thing, you don't have to do any of that because it'll deform that all. And when you're all done with all that, if you've done that, then you go back to the modify thing and you go edit in Character Creator, and it's going to bring it back in Character Creator here. Let's say that, replace it all. And you can see here's the dullness of it without the maps, and then it's going to load in all those maps, and there we go. And we actually have some stuff in there. So now we could go ahead and, now it actually looks like something. So now we can go ahead and run all the other stuff without having to do this. We can go and optimize and decimate if you want to make lower res characters. Okay, so that's my script. I want to show you one other thing about that, which is really kind of cool. A lot of times you'll have an outfit that has multiple configurations for it, multiple colors and things. So particularly on this suit here, for example, if we go into the Guardian outfit, in materials, it has different materials for these things. So it gives it different textures. So the nice thing about my script is you don't actually have to export it and bring it into CC4 because it's already done for you. So you just go down here to the, see these are the styles. So we'll select we'll do the F7 style. I like the F7 style here. So we'll take F7 right there, F7, and just apply it to this character. And it'll replace all of those maps with the F7 maps. And then we export it again. Again, I've already done this, so I'm not. But now I'm sorry, you don't export this. Let me back up. You don't have to export this. You can, if you want, export this and bring it into CC4 and do what we just did, but you don't need to. All you need to do now is save this as a DUF file. So you go in and save as a scene, and I saved mine in exports. I already saved it here. It's a 7FG. But you want to save it. This is just your regular DUF file, because now when we go into iClone, go back to iClone here, and now when we run this script, which we'll clear off this, we'll run the script again, load Python, and again, we want my very latest script. And now instead of using the original one, we want to go to where I saved that, which was exports. And there's that 7 DUF file, which is the file that we saved with those different textures in it. And now, when it processes all those textures, and as it does them, it's actually going to just change the colors of this and put all the corrected textures on this character. So instead of having to, try to do that manually, which, trust me, is a pain in the butt to try to do it from DAZ, this works much better. And now you can see, look at how that changed that. So change that like that. And then once again, you can take this, you can edit this in Character Creator. So you can bring it back to Character Creator, which is somewhere around here. Now, and we'll just replace the whole thing. And now we have all of those new textures inside of Character Creator. So there we go. So we can do that multiple times and load in all the different textures. So this works on props, on sets. The only thing it will not work on is the actual character themselves. You may have noticed that, the character themselves can't change, and that's because once you bring that character into a Character Creator, it uses their real illusion schemes of things. And so the text, these maps no longer fit from the DAZ. The DAZ maps don't fit the same maps as in the avatars. So you have to export them that way. But luckily, they do mostly get brought in. So I'm going to post a link to this file. Like I say, feel free to try it. If you don't know anything about my Python routine, please please look at my other tutorials that show how to set it up for you inside of iClone. Now, they show how to set it up inside iClone 7, but it's exactly the same to set it up in iClone 8. And this particular program right now only works in iClone 8. I really don't have any interest anymore in iClone 7 for that purpose. So hopefully this helps. Please give me your feedback about how to use this and how to make it better for all of us. And we will see you on the forums.